RAD! So, I like that Ping Pong Summer references this movie by naming their title character Radical Miracle, which is what Crew needs to win Hell Track. Crew Jones is a teenage BMX racer who lives in a small town with his younger sister Wesley, who looks exactly like Billy Jacoby. I was like, oh my god, Billy Jacoby's transgender? Oh my god, I did not know he had a sister. And I guess his sister was famous before he was, so she's the reason I even know of him. Didn't know that. And their mother, who is played by Talia Shire, who was the nicest person, who was faced with the tough decision: qualify for Hell Track or take the SATs. Winning Hell Track means $100,000 in a contract or a new Corvette and fame. Crew chooses the former against his mother's wishes. He has his little sister sign the permission slip. Hell Track race is endorsed by the city and Duke Best, the duplicitous president of the Bike Association, who keeps changing the rules to keep Crew out of the race, because if his guy doesn't win, he loses a contract to put Mongoose bicycles in all the Kmarts, because that was a thing that existed before Walmart came in, took over everything. Numerous BMX racers show up for Hell Track. Crew meets Christian Hollings, who becomes his romantic interest. At Crew's senior prom, him and Christian perform freestyle bike stunts on the dance floor that they call Bicycle Boogie. After being blocked from the race due to last-minute rule changes, Crew's ready to give up until his little sister makes a t-shirt that says Crew is rad, and he says, hey, wait a minute, I could just make my own sponsorship with the money he won, the $10,000 he won from winning from the qualifying race. That was basically just a really tame mountain bike downhill track and like some flatland stuff. They changed the rules again, making it $50,000, which he can't afford. So the townspeople hear about it and they gather around and they, donate to buy t-shirts, on order, back order, and so he can race. Even though I'm sure one of them probably owned a company worth at least $50,000 that could just be like, yeah, he races for my company, I'm sponsoring him, like a plumber. Unless the rule was like, you have to sell $50,000 worth of bike-related shit. I mean, what? Okay, so Crew can enter Hell Track. During Hell Track, Duke bribes two of his riders to... He doesn't bribe them, he tells them. He's like, you and you, take them out. And they're like, alright, so that his main guy can win because he thinks that Crew's better than his main guy. And the main guy's like, yo, I could beat this kid. He's like, no, you don't know what kind of move this is. You can't beat him. Crew ultimately wins, and the guy who lost drops the kid? No, he didn't. He quit. He's like, I'm not racing for you. All three of them quit. All the bad guys, racers, quit. Just like U.S. skateboarding did from the Olympics. I'm not even kidding. It just happened right now. So then he goes to race for Crew's team. So maybe it's like... No. No, it's not. So I guess this movie was a box office bomb. It came out in '86, cost $3 million, and it made $2 million. I'm sure it made more, later. It made its money back, at least. It isn't nearly as good as BMX Bandits. It's not. No, it isn't. It's not. It's way too much love story. There's this whole dance boogie scene that is fucking... It's just dumb, dude. Dude, nobody's ever done that. That's not like a thing that happens in high school, bro. Like, come on. And then he goes to the dance wearing like kind of like figure skater outfit, like ready to go. What? What? Nah. No. No way. It's just too much love story. They took the BMX Bandits, 2 boys and a girl model, and then threw the other girl in. Aunt Becky did not do her own stunts. Maybe she rode like down a hill or something, but the one guy that's in it at the end, Martin Aparicio, this guy here, he did her stunts. So, yeah, she did not do her own stunts. That is a myth that has just been busted. Busted. Yeah, it's not nearly as good as BMX Bandits. The racing is, the opening stunts are great. The opening stunts are way better than BMX Bandits. Okay, BMX Bandits has some opening stunts which are great, but like as far as freestyle BMX goes, the opening stunts in this movie are way better. The music is not. The music isn't. It's very rocky. It's very rocky. Like Talia Shire, I think she has a type of music she likes, and it is very in line with the music in Rocky, because the music in this movie is very in line with Rocky. It's very 80s hair kind of classic rock. So I didn't like the music as much as BMX Bandits. I didn't like the cast as much as BMX Bandits. There's nothing wrong with this cast. There's this like one kid that looks like Joshua Jackson, but like taller and better looking. And then the other kid's fine. Aunt Becky looks great. The girl, no issues. You know, everybody looks all right. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I just like the cast better. The Australian cast better than the American cast. I like the music better. I like the story better. You know, it's like action adventure, like getting chased by bad guys. This is more like legit. I mean, I don't know. It's more, way more realistic, really, because that is a bunch of red tape shit that is way more realistic than being chased by, you know, a bunch of kids getting away constantly from bad guys who have cars and guns and they have bikes. It's just, you know, what's more entertaining? Imaginary getting chased by guys, you know, in masks through a graveyard, or red tape. I think it was that one. I think BMX Bandits is better overall. RAD is okay. There's just too much love story, not enough BMXing. And although the freestyle stuff is great, there's a lot of really good stunts in it. The climactic scene, like they gotta go through this qualifying round to race in Hell Track, and it's like the flattest, most basic looking course ever, you know, taped out. And Hell Track itself looks fake as shit. Like, it looks dumb. It looks dumb. It looks really dumb. It looks way too tight and stupid to be able to go fast through that. Like, there's like a cereal bowl thing, which would totally work with motorcycles, right? Because you can go through that super fast. But if you're pedaling through stuff, like, I mean, it's just like... That track design, I don't like the track design at all. I think the track, BMX Bandits, is way better than the track in RAD. I think the acting is better in BMX Bandits. Not that there's anything wrong with the acting in RAD, because it's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with the acting in RAD. It's what you would expect from an 80s teenage movie. It's exactly that kind of acting. Whereas the acting in BMX is a little more, it's like a step above that. Like, it's, you know, the graveyard scene, Nicole Kidman's pretty good. She's like horror movie good, you know? Good horror movie good. And they had, you know, like so much more experience. Like, we have so much more experience than Australians do. I don't know. I think BMX Bandits is way better. Maybe it's because I saw that one when I was a kid, and I didn't even see RAD until like a couple years ago. For real. Like, I never even knew that movie existed. So maybe it's just because you can't watch a movie from the 80s, you know, and like have it measure up to today's kind of standards. You know what I mean? It's kind of like trying to take acting in like a good movie and compare it to acting in a good movie from the 50s. They had like a thing, you know, they had like a kind of a style, it's very stylized. They all had a mid-Atlantic, a lot of them had a mid-Atlantic fucking accent, which was very specific and doesn't really exist anymore. It has gone the way of the soft South, you know. So maybe maybe that's why. Probably the same will probably be if you saw RAD and you never saw BMX Bandits and you see BMX Bandits now, you probably think the same thing. You know what I mean? Because I saw, like, when I was a kid, Children of the Corn was like the scariest thing. It was the scariest thing. And we knew this kid, this 20-something-year-old, who had never seen a scary movie. We're like, all right, let's show him scary movies. So the scariest movie I remember seeing was Children of the Corn. And you watch it when you're like 19, and it's not scary at all. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's just it. So check it out if you like really great, you know, it's kind of like the skating in Gleaming the Cube. Like, the skating in Gleaming the Cube is so good, right? But is there a good skateboarding movie? No. Okay, Lords of Dogtown. Lords of Dogtown is a good skateboarding movie. That's the only one. Lords of Dogtown is the only good skateboarding movie that I've ever seen. So, what was my point? My point was, it's like the skating in Lords of Dogtown, but for bicycling. So, like, the bicycles, like the tricks in the the tricks in the beginning and The stunts, a bunch of the stunts are great. There's a couple editing issues. They like have this one guy, Mike Hollywood, who's got like pink pants and a pink bike, and they have him crash, and then the very next scene, they have him going around before the crash. So that's a bad edit. And you see that because he's wearing pink. And then they're like saying it on the thing. Oh, Mike Hollywood, he's out. And then the next scene, he's in it. And then, a couple scenes later, they're like, oh, he's back in. But like, he wouldn't have been able to get out of that pool so fast, and he was dry. He was magically dry. So yeah, check it out if you like 80s movies and good BMX stunts. It's a love story. It's a little love story. There's a little Jacoby kid who looks just like her brother. Talia Shire's great. Totally buy her as the mom. But when isn't she? Go see it if you like 80s movies with classic rock soundtracks.